Good morning, everyone. So, first of all, I want to ask you a question. Do you want to be successful? There's no need to answer because I believe every answer would be yes, why not? And at the same time, you may be disappointed thinking, oh no, is this another meaningless speech about success guide? Let me make this clear at first. Myself never believe in those so-called success guides because they suggest that everyone who follows them will eventually become successful. And that's apparently not the case. Today I'm here not to tell you how to become success, but I want to talk about something after success. As usual, I want to start this sharing with a story that happened in my life. I have many friends who are scholars, and they have been worked so hard since they were very young and eventually entered this school with full scholarship. But I can tell you it's not a small price. Will they still be here if they did not have any scholarship? I thought about that. In fact, many of them are actually these days because they cannot afford to go to the universities overseas. And they are not confident enough to get a scholarship from the universities because they may face more competitions from students all around the world. I may say at this point of life, they are already more successful than their peers. But now they are struggling because if they did not choose to take the scholarship, they may still be the top students in their own country and enjoy education at a less expensive school. But they chose to take the fruit of success, and now they cannot see their future. There is a famous quote in Henry IV, Part 2, written by Shakespeare, "Uneasy lies the head that wears a crown." All of us understand the crown here symbolizes the success that one can achieve, but many may misinterpret the uneasy as the struggle that one may get through to achieve success. But that's not the case. The crown has already been put on your head, and you have already gained success. The problem is whether you can bear its weight or not. Let's imagine the way to success as a process of climbing a mountain. To get to the top of the mountain, you need to face struggle in the wind, storm, and blizzard. But like what I've mentioned, I'm not here to tell you how to get to the top, but what happens after you get to the top. Like my friends, they already succeed to stand out from the others, yet they are facing a more severe storm at the top of the mountain, and they are facing more competitions. They may easily lose their position. So one thing that many people never understand is success never means the end. Many of us think the view at the top of the mountain is beautiful, but it is always not, because we have limited understanding about success itself. So to get this clear, we should first answer the following questions. What is success? Who defines success? Can success be measured? A simple definition for success can be to accomplish an aim or a purpose. Different people have different aims and purposes. For example, a student may want to get a high score. A king in the ancient time may want to expand his territory. An athlete may want to break the highest records. And a businessman may want to make more money. The student, the king, the athlete, and the businessman all have something that they want to achieve. No matter how diverse their aims are, once they are achieved, the student, the king, the athlete, the businessman will eventually become the man they want to be. Or we can call it the ideal self. Success comes after when we achieve our ideal self. But you may think the ideal self is completely defined by yourself, but actually it is always not. Society and the environment you live in may also twist your value and your definition of ideal self. For example, the older generations who have experienced the limitation of food and the incapability of afford medicines after they feel ill may think success is earning enough money and support one's family. But the youth nowadays are more likely to be interested in develop their own hobbies, even there is not a commercial feedback. This is because we live in a completely different society, and you may be surprised how this can alter one's value and change them into a completely different person. For example, in Mein Kampf, Hitler has mentioned that when he was young, he always wanted to become an artist. But after witnessing the suffering of the lower class people and the failure of finding a job, he eventually decided to stand out as a party leader. And his goal also turned to be revising Germany into a stronger country. This is an example of how our values will be twisted by the society. And this guy, Theo Ben-Shahar, he is a writer in the areas of positive psychology and leadership, also a lecturer at Harvard University. He states that people can be divided into 3 groups according to their reasons that they want to become success. First group of people, they want to appreciate themselves by accomplishing something. The second group of people, they want to be recognized by others. And the third group of people enjoy the process of working towards success. In Hitler's case, though he eventually changed his mind, but I think he still belongs to the first group of people because he works toward what he really wants. But the second group of people will even be worse because they no longer work for their own values, but they try their best to make others happy. If they achieve success, you can say that they are successful, but this may not be what they truly want. So if you do not belong to the third kind of people, I think you may think about it whether your definition of success is twisted by others. So we can see Steve Jobs, who started off from his garage but ended as a billionaire. We can say he's very successful. But there are also people who like Chucky Fanny, the founder of the Atlantis philanthropist, businessman, and a successful philanthropist who owns a lot of money, but he gave up all his wealth. Is he no longer successful anymore after he gave away all his money? Of course not. On the other hand, we can also say that someone with no skills but inherit a lot of money from his parents is not successful. So we can see that success is defined by so many factors and it cannot be measured so easily. Now, so far we have concluded that usually success is defined by others, by the society. Someone may want to achieve success just because they want to be recognized by others, and there's no certain method to measure success. Usually people are not aware of these facts, but in fact they are enough to raise problems after success, and this is what makes your crown so heavy. For the first fact, imagine that you get to the top of the mountain and you raise a flag. The flag does not exist only to appreciate yourself, but it also draws the world's attention. Now you are the one who under the spotlight. And for example, all the actors and superstars who live their lives in front of cameras, they live their everyday life in fear, afraid that others may find out their secrets, and especially the paparazzis. So their private life are highly scrutinized. It's also always someone who wants to take your position, who wants to pull you down. And under this situation, this may not be the success what you want. And the second factor may also raise your problems. If your success is defined by others, then it may not be what you want. And you may lose your direction after you achieve it. For example, there are so many Chinese students who have been worked so hard through their lives and trying to get into the top universities in the world. In order to do this, they may choose a major that they do not like, and slowly they will forget what they are really good at, and after graduation, they may not even able to find a job. There was a student who graduated from Peking University, gets scolded by a presenter on a TV show who was also his senior. His senior scolded him because he asked the question, which job do you think I am capable of doing? His senior scold him because he has lost his focus in his life. And the problem, the third fact will bring is that if you get to the top of the mountain and you raise a flag, for example, let's say you get a PhD, so you may find that there are so many flags around you. And there are so many doctors in the entire world, and many of them may be better than you. Since we cannot measure success, there is endless journey of competition. So let's look at this picture again. I think you have already got what I mean, but or are you started to thinking, why, since life after success is so hard, why I'm still chasing for it? Or are you wondering, is this guy standing here trying to persuade me avoid success and eventually become a failure? Well, I'm not stopping you from success, but I just want to ask you to reconsider about it. In fact, there is something missing from the whole picture. Our life is not just about climbing the mountain, and the road diverges into two at the first place. Of course, you can live a steady life, have a warm family, and forget about fighting for something big. But what's really important is let's recall the definition of success. You need to achieve your ideal self. It is never a bad thing to achieve your ideal self, as far as it is defined by yourself. So let's try our best to be the third kind of person that defined by Tal Ben-Shahar, which work towards success because you enjoy the process. Of course, you can take the road that have flowers on both sides and walk down the road. You do not need to worry about any competition. You can greet everyone you meet on the road friendly, since you are all comrades in some ways. After all, we are all powered up to choose the success what we want. So it is actually decided by ourselves. Okay, thank you.